Now, when it has to do with a visit visa, when you're visiting someone, you're going for tourism or for any purpose. Now, it's leisure, and it's usually reserved for people who can afford to pay for it. Now, if you cannot afford to pay for it, then it means that someone else is sponsoring you. That is, okay. So if you're a student and then you want to visit, you want to apply for a visit visa, then it's important for you to show that you have money, to pay for your trip. Now, if you're a student and you're not working, that's a problem. But of course, if you're a rich student, someone who has money, you have money, inheritance, or maybe you worked at some point and then you're just going to school, or maybe you're a master's student and going to school, certainly you have money, or maybe you have a part-time job and you've saved enough money to be able to make the trip. Show them that you have money, because as a student, the question would be how, what do you do to earn an income, and how can you afford to pay for your trip? So if your mother is paying for your trip or your father is paying for your trip, then they are the ones that need to show proof that they have the money to fund that trip. But if you're the one paying for your trip, you need to show that proof. You need to show where the money came from, the source of that money, because it would also qualify as strong ties to that, to your home country or where you live, So you need to show the source, prove the source of that money that you say you have. If it's from savings over time, that is absolutely okay. But if you show the source, it would also help to show that you have ties to that destination. Now, another thing you want to do is that you also want to show, it brings me to the issue of strong ties. You need to show that you have strong ties, there. You may ask me that, is education not sufficient ties? Well, I've seen people who have abandoned their education halfway, to travel abroad, and they have seen that happen as well. So they want to know that you're in the middle, of a course, or maybe imagine that the chances of you, yes, I know these days you can't really tell, but the chances of you abandoning, your course in final year when you're close to finishing is kind of slimmer than you would abandon maybe in your first or second year. So if you're in your final year, your mother wants to sponsor you, just something that makes you, look good. Now, the thing is, like I said, I started this video by telling you that these activities, these leisure activities are actually reserved for people who can afford to pay for it, who have a stable income, who have things going for themselves. So you as a student, you need to show extra, because as a student, they think you don't have money. And honestly, students don't, other than rich students, because they are not working, it's not their money. So unless you're going to show that, okay, it's money, you can prove that you have money you inherited from your aunt, money you inherited from your father, you're a rich kid, you can afford to pay, by all means go ahead. But as a student, you need to show extra. What other ways can you prove? You have like a dean of your faculty who is well respected, you can have him give you an introduction letter, to say this is, you're on break, school is on break, a long break, and you intend to travel. That also would qualify. If you know the VC of your school and you're in their good books, or if you have that connect, very well get them to write a letter, saying, okay, this person, this is what they're doing very well, this is, how they're progressing with the academics, we can vouch for them. And then of course, when you have someone at that level vouch for you, don't want to disappoint them. So you want to travel and you want to return home. So these are a few ways that students can actually prove that they have strong ties. Now, if you do have an asset, yes, students have assets, your father left, you have a family property that you own either by yourself or jointly with your siblings, you can actually show proof. If you have a pending job offer, yes, some students do have pending job offers, just something to show that you have strong ties to that destination. Show proof, it would also make you look good. So, and then of course, if it's a visa application that requires you submitting all your documents, don't do that without attaching a cover letter, because like I always say, it's in your cover letter that you can explain anything you want to do, any information that you do not have the time to maybe attach documents. Even when you attach documents, it's easier to explain things in your cover letter and then refer them to the specific documents that you have attached. So don't make that application without a cover letter. If it's a physical interview, of course, you know you have to be upfront, you know, put your best foot forward, answer the questions, and then drive the interview in the direction that would allow you to express all the things that would help your visa application. So I hope this was useful. You know, share it with someone. Don't just keep it. Come on, you see something good happening, share it with someone. So thank you very much. My name is Ototom. Have a good day. Bye.